most people would get the most value from this piece of advice. I'd probably just have to say that optimizing your physical health is an absolute requirement for having a fulfilling life. Right now, what does that mean? That doesn't mean that you have to become an Olympic athlete, because that's not the optimal health for a lot of people, right? It's like not everybody's suited for that, right? There's people across the spectrum with different capabilities. So I'm not talking about a performance-based thing. I'm just talking about doing everything that you can do to make yourself as healthy as possible. The reason behind that is many-fold, right? So if I optimize my sleep, I get the best sleep I can possibly get. And then I develop a habit of exercising daily or nearly daily, right? And I'm not talking about exhausting, flat out killing myself. Just I'm just doing some reasonable activity to keep myself in good shape, right? And I'm eating nutritious food, right? I'm just eating food. I'm eating single ingredient food. I'm eating meat, fruits, plants, vegetable, right? That's it. That's all I'm doing. And then I'm controlling my stress. All of that's necessary for health. So those are the 4 kind of pillars of lifestyle. And I control my stress through all sorts of ways. Exercise controls your stress. Sleeping controls your stress. Not stressing controls your stress. Religion, spirituality, prayer, meditation, breath work, all of these things you can do and you go, okay, well, now I got a healthy body. So what? Well, this is the vessel that you're doing everything with. And this is the vessel that you're experiencing everything with. So when you aren't healthy, you don't experience the world the same. If I don't get enough sleep, my communication with other people isn't the same. How I interpret what I'm seeing isn't the same. If I'm not healthy enough to be energetic enough, if I'm not fit enough to go out and explore the world, I don't know what I want to do because I don't ever see anything, right? I'm just sitting around. I feel like crap. I'm in pain all the time. I don't feel like interacting. I don't feel like doing things. I don't feel like learning.
Most people believe they can get by on 6 hours of sleep per night. But the truth is, for every hour you short yourself of sleep, you're interfering with your performance, your hormones, your memories, and even your relationships. I saw this firsthand while I was working with the Navy SEALs who are using Ambien at night, energy drinks during the day just to get through their lives. That's why I designed Doc Parsley Sleep Remedy. It's a natural nutritional supplement that's designed to get your brain to do what it's supposed to do. If you want to perform your best at work, home, and in the gym, start with sleep. Take the first step, grab yourself some Sleep Remedy in the link below.
So if I can make this machine healthy, right? If I can make this creation as healthy as I can possibly be, this creation is part of this planet. Right? I'm part of this world. I'm not on the planet. I'm not in the planet. I am part of this planet, just like a deer is part of this planet and a worm and a snake and a plant. We're all part of this organism. And so if I make this as healthy as I can be, what I'm saying is that I'm optimizing this body for this environment. And if I've optimized myself for the environment that I'm in, I'm going to thrive as much as I can possibly thrive in that environment. All sorts of games, all sorts of mental and psychological games on top of that. And as far as how ambitious are you? What do you want to do? What is the meaning of life? What's your purpose? But you can't find any of that stuff, and you can't pursue any of that stuff if the body isn't healthy to begin with. Self-optimization, make yourself as healthy, robust, resilient, calm, and capable as you can possibly be, capable of surviving in your environment, capable of thriving in your environment. And then you have so many options, right? You have infinite options because you are the ideal organism to be on this planet right now. You're the best version of you that you can possibly be, which gives you more options. I want to go run marathons. Well, you're completely capable of doing that. I want to see us start a business. You're completely capable of doing that. I want to read 1 million books. I want to go make a difference. I want to communicate with other people and solve other people's suffering. I can't do that if I'm broken, right? If I have all these limitations, I can't do other things for other people. I can't improve myself in ways that I think is valuable. It's something that I kind of feel like I'm a little judgmental of people about. Well, I am. I'm judgmental of people, and it's not because I'm oh, you're a fat, lazy loser because you look like that. I'm you're destroying your capability of enjoying your life and having the most impact you can possibly have and having the most fulfilling and purposeful life you can have if you're allowing yourself to be in terrible shape, right? If you're not taking care of yourself, there's just so there's just so much limitation. You're putting so many limitations on yourself. And then at some point, you're likely to cause other people to have to do things to support you because you're in such bad health. Other people have to take care of you. And now you're a burden to society. Not only are you not helping, not only are you not making your life better and other people's lives better, you're making other people's lives worse and your own life worse. And again, you don't have to look like a fitness model. You don't have to have abs. You don't have to, you don't have to look great. You don't have to be able to run a 6-minute mile or bench press 500 pounds or anything crazy. Like, you just need to be healthy. And, a healthy body and healthy brain is the same thing. Your brain is part of your body. There's no mind-body connection because your mind is part of your body. Like, it's all one thing. And if you optimize one, you're optimizing the other. I mean, you get around high achieving people and you go through really challenging gauntlets, rituals, like, go through something like SEAL training, go through something like medical school, work with people building a business, work with people who are doing like, big meaningful community projects or whatever. And you figure out like what people can do is amazing. I mean, you will meet so many amazing people. You're like, Jesus Christ, I could never even imagine doing that, much less do it. Like I could never imagine myself doing it because I couldn't even come up with that idea. It's crazy what they've done, right? What people can do is amazing. What people usually do, though, is pretty disappointing. It's pretty depressing when you see that potential in people and you're just like you have a friend. It's like, yeah, something bad had happened to you. I'm not trying to minimize that. I don't want to talk down to you, but bad things happen to everybody. And I guarantee you there's probably 1 billion people on the planet who've had something worse happen to them and managed to get past it, which means you can too. And it's not a criticism of you. It's just like, that should be inspiring. Be like, hey, 1 billion people had it worse than me and they're doing just fine. I can figure out a way to get through this. And all it takes, like you said, it's small, simple things. Like the discipline we've talked about before. It's like, all it takes is like, look in the mirror and say one good thing about yourself. And it can't be the same thing you said yesterday. Just like one good thing. You don't even have to believe it. Just say it. Just say one good thing about yourself and do that every day. What would happen if you do that every day for a year, right? Probably some pretty amazing things, right? And then you'd probably start believing it. And then what would happen from that? Well, maybe talk to somebody else about doing the same thing, and maybe you'd become friends with that person, and maybe you two would rise up, or like who knows? But you have to feel like there's a purpose to your life. Like, there's books like The Purpose-Driven Life. Like every life is purpose-driven. If like nature doesn't have anything that doesn't have a purpose. If it doesn't have a purpose, it goes away. It dies, right? Animals go extinct because they don't have a purpose anymore. They don't fit into the food chain anymore. It's like, sorry, like, and that's the same thing that's going to happen to you. If you don't have a purpose, you're going to die. Of course, everybody's going to die, but you're going to die much sooner. And you can die today and get buried 50 years from now, right? Like, but you're still dead. You can walk around dead for 50 years.